Hi guys, my name is Jesse and I sat the UMAT in 2012. With the resources and guidance supplied by MedEntry, I was able to achieve a score in the 100th percentile. In this video, I want to share with you some techniques to staying focused for the whole 3 hours and 10 minutes of your exam. It's a very long time to spend focused and answering exam questions, and I know that most of you hadn't had many exams in the past of this length. Something that happens to all of us during long exams is when we have read over a question a few times and the information isn't being absorbed, or we find ourselves drifting off into a daydream. When this happens, it's a good indication that we're not paying as much attention to the question as we should be, and it's when silly mistakes are likely to occur, such as filling in the wrong box. In this video, I've got 4 tips for you to keep in mind, which should help to safeguard against this event. Number 1 is to prepare. You wouldn't run in a competitive marathon if you hadn't already done one in training, so don't sit the exam if you haven't already emulated it in your preparation. So aim for all 10 exams on the MedEntry LMS website, and when you're doing these exams, practice under exam conditions. This means time it to 3 hours and 10 minutes reading time, no phones, no distractions, and no breaks. Number 2 is to work on your sleep cycle. Sleep is very important for attentiveness, and so for VCE and the UMAT, you have to make sure that your sleep cycle is well structured. Get a good night's sleep the night before and aim to be in bed before 10:30. Number 3 is nutrition. Eat a sustaining breakfast. I recommend something like a bowl of low GI, low sugar cereal, for example muesli or Wheat Bix with a banana. In regards to caffeine or other energy drinks, try to lessen your dependence, and, in my opinion, having large amounts of caffeine or energy drink on the day of the exam will cause your attention to plummet in the second half of the exam, and this will harm your score. Here's a graph. It's just illustrative of the effects of caffeine on your productivity. As you can see, your productivity increases in the short term, but in the long term, it will plummet and you'll probably go into a daydream for the second half of the exam. Having an extra large long black before you go into the exam probably isn't the smartest idea. The 3 tips that you've just heard are things to do before the exam. This tip is for when you're in the exam. So whilst you're sitting the exam, try to be self-aware and monitor your attentiveness. Think about the way that you're thinking. Is this information being absorbed? Am I alert? If you find that an hour into writing time, you have read over a question a few times and the information isn't being absorbed, or that you're drifting off, you need to find a way to refocus. My personal advice is to schedule in toilet breaks at specific question intervals. But instead of thinking of them just as toilet breaks, try to think of them as pit stops. For the UMAT, as there are approximately 150 questions, taking a break every 50 questions is a good rough guide. So the act of walking to the toilet, going to the toilet, maybe splashing some water on your face and doing some stretching are all things which will activate your wakefulness centers. They get your blood pumping. When you sit back down, you'll be ready to engage fully with the information on the page. Keeping hydrated is also very important. I personally find these things really good to help to refocus during long exams. Being proactive in this approach, taking the pit stop every 50 questions, even if you don't feel as though you really need it at the moment, will hopefully save you time in the long run by reducing periods of daydreaming and mental fatigue. Like a Formula 1 car taking its pit stop and changing its tyres, these exam pit stops should help to reduce you burning out further down the track, and, in those moments of burnout, making silly mistakes. That's the end of the video, so thanks for watching, and I hope that you found the advice useful. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the MedEntry channel for more helpful videos.